Good evening and welcome to My Time, UC Davis Integrative Medicine's Gentle Yoga class. I'm Maureen Craig, your host this evening, and thank you for joining me. I wanted to start by letting you know tonight we're going to be doing a practice called Breath of Fire. And this is something a little bit new, and I thought I'd explain it here at the beginning while perhaps a few people are still logging on. And of course, you can always chat with me during this beginning part of the session in the little chat box and let me know your questions or comments. But while I'm doing that, I wanted to explain Breath of Fire because it's something we haven't used before. And so in practice, we'll be doing it. It really is two breaths. The first breath is a full breath in, and then on the exhale, it's a pulsating exhale where you use the core muscles to rapidly exhale, 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 exhale around 20 times. And then at the end of that, you take a nice full breath in again and a slow exhale. So what I discovered in working with my IT team is that my microphone will not pick up the breath. So you're going to see the breath perhaps, but this might be an advantage in some ways because sometimes when I teach Breath of Fire in the live classroom, people are a little intimidated by the fact that their breath is so audible to each other, and so they kind of hold back a little. But I find Breath of Fire to be most useful when you really let the breath come and you listen to it and participate in it. So I'm going to demonstrate it now, and what I'll do is I'm going to pulse with my arms so that you can see what I'm doing with the breath, even though you probably can't hear it. So you start with a big breath in, and then on the exhale, it's and I'm going to pause here, and actually it's preferred through the nose. So let's do it that way. Inhale and exhale. And that's 20, and now another big breath in, and exhale. And that's one round of Breath of Fire. This is quite an invigorating breath, so we'll get to practice that in a little bit. Okay, just checking in on my chat here and not seeing any further questions or thoughts from people, which is all fine. And I think we're gonna go ahead and get started. All right. Let's come over to our mats. I'm going to push my table outside of the way and set my chair here for some balance. Those of you who choose to use a chair, that's great. It can help aid your balance postures and let you get into a more comfortable position in some of those. Okay, let's come down to our mat. Tonight, I'd like to come all the way down into a reclined position for the first part of our practice. So bring your body down onto the mat in a Shavasana style position. So I'm just letting the body rest. Now, if that's not as comfortable for you, you can certainly put some support under your knees or any part of your body. Now begin with bringing some attention to your breath, just noticing it in the body. And then begin to deepen the in-breath and let the exhale be complete. Nice full breath in. And then a slow, long exhale. One more time, a nice full breath in. And then a slow exhale, letting it out and letting the body soften against the earth. And now on your next breath in, nice and full, and hold at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release, letting the breath tumble out. And when you're at the bottom of the breath, taking another full breath in, holding at the top, 5, 4, 3, feel the fullness, and 1, and release. The breath all the way out. And then inhale to fullness. Last time holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And then returning to your native breath. Sensing the breath in the body and bringing your attention over the heart. You might even choose to bring your hands to your heart. We're taking a moment for a gratitude. So many things in our lives that are blessings, but we take them for granted. Is there anything in particular that's coming to your mind right now that perhaps you've not appreciated recently, and yet you do feel grateful for? Whether it be a function in your body, or perhaps the kindness of a friendship, or some privilege we have, like this modern age of connectivity. Even though we're fighting a virus, we can still stay connected because of all the electronics we have. Whatever it might be, letting it settle on your heart for a moment. Almost like honey on toast. And then when you're ready, bring your knees in towards your chest. Comfort the low back just a little bit as you draw the knees in. And then let the shins rise into tabletop where the knees are over the hips. And the knees are at about 90 degrees. And bring your arms out into a T or into elbows on the floor in cactus. Exhale and let both knees drift off to the right. Inhale through the center. Exhale to the left. Inhale center. Exhale right, and this time, if you can, bringing the knees all the way over to the right, and then turn your gaze to the left and reach that left arm out. Big breath in, and letting go in that spinal twist. Take your right hand, slide it under the knee, and gently help yourself back into center. And then gently exhale the knees all the way over to the left. Turn your gaze to the right, extending the right arm. Take a nice full breath in. And let go into the twist. Bring your left hand underneath the knees. Bring yourself back to center. A couple options here. If you'd like to, you can just roll over to one side or the other and get yourself up, or you might tuck your hands behind your thighs, put your elbows into the earth, and then just rock a little and bring yourself up to a seated posture. Come all the way over onto hands and knees, and we're going to work on some cat and cow postures, and you're familiar with that because we do that nearly every week. And cat-cow really lets you warm up the spine. But today we're going to combine it with a little breath of fire. So first, just kind of feel this in case you haven't done it before. Your hands are underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips. On the inhale, the belly drops, the tailbone rises, and your gaze is a little forward. On the exhale, arch up the back, tuck the tailbone, gaze back. And you can take it slow, but if you're going to do the breath of fire, then you're going to just focus on the pelvic tilt. So you take your big breath in, and then on the exhale, pulse it with the pelvis. Big breath in. And a slow exhale. Now I know you're not able to hear my pulsing breath, but I hope you can hear your own, okay? Another big breath in. Exhale, pulse it out. Big breath in. Slow exhale. And release, coming back onto your heels, okay? And I'm going to turn to face you. Bring your hips down onto your heels or tuck toes. Either way is comfortable for you. And we're going to take a little more breath of fire. Bring your hands into cactus and just make those nice little claw marks, you know, like usual. And then we'll pulse the elbows back with the breath. So big breath in. Breath of fire. Big breath in, reach the arms up, come up on your knees, and a slow exhale. Bring the hips down. Arms return to cactus, big breath in. Breath of fire. Big breath in. Slow exhale. And now we can repeat that, but I'm going to show you one more arm movement for our next one. We'll reach the arms out in a Y. And then we're going to clear the space with the breath of fire. So breathing rapidly while you're moving your arms back and forth, clearing the space. Now, if that's a problem for your shoulders, you can continue to do the cactus arms or just leave the arms out of the picture, okay? So big breath in and breath of fire. Inhale it up and a slow release. Big breath in, breath of fire. Inhale it up and a slow release. One more time. Inhale it up, and your arms might be getting a little tired, and that's part of the work. Inhale, breath of fire. Inhale it up and a slow exhale, drawing that navel in towards the spine and the hips coming down to the heels. And then just pause with the breath and just feel the echo of that practice in the upper body. And then gently come on over onto your hands and knees again and walk it out to a plank. Hands underneath the shoulders, and then option to be on your knees or in a full plank. Once you're in plank, bring your knees down, your chest and your chin. And then on the inhale, we're going to cobra, but we're going to look over the right shoulder and point through the right toe. See how my foot is a little lifted? Exhale, soften down. Inhale over the left shoulder and point with the toe. Exhale, soften. Inhale, cobra. Draw those hands back. Lift the heart. Exhale, soften. Tuck the toes and push the hips back towards the heels in a modified child's pose. Stretch out.
from the fingertips all the way to the tailbone. And then slide the hips forward. Squeeze the glutes and lift the heart, modified up dog. Exhale, tuck your toes and push the hips towards the sky, down dog. Inhale forward into your plank and bring your knees down. Your chest as your elbows are in, and then your chin. Inhale, looking straight up, cobra. Exhale, soften. Inhale over the right shoulder. Stretch through that right foot. Exhale, soften. Inhale over the left shoulder. Stretch through the foot. And soften. Inhale, cobra. And exhale. Push the hips back towards the heels. Stretching out the arms. Exhale, squeeze the glutes. Let the hips come forward and the heart lift. Modified up dog. Exhale, tuck your toes. Push the hips high. Down dog. We'll take this flow one more time. Coming forward to plank. Let your knees down. Draw your elbows in as you lower your chest and chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, soften. Inhale over the right shoulder. And exhale. Inhale, left. And exhale. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, push those hips back. Inhale, modified up dog. And exhale, tuck the toes. Come to down dog. And we'll pause in down dog for a moment to stretch out the back of the legs. Maybe soften your knees and let your chest reach for your thighs. And then lengthen out the heels towards the earth. Another option is to come up into high heel, way up on the toes, and then slowly drop one heel and the other, stretching the calves. When you're ready, bring your hands to meet your feet, or your feet to meet your hands. And so you're in a forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Fighting with my chair a little bit here. Inhale, reach your hands behind you, rise up to tall mountain. And exhale, release. Beautiful. Welcome yourself to standing. Little empty coat sleeves here. Swaying the arms side to side. And then come to the top of your mat and we'll do a little flow practice. So on any of the postures that might feel like you don't have as much sturdiness, you always place your hand on your chair or table to get that sturdiness. Find your breath. We use an Ujjayi breath, which is a breath of a victorious breath, one that helps us bring our focus into the back of the throat, where we narrow the throat just a bit and let the exhales be more audible, almost like the sound of the ocean. So standing in mountain, let the weight of your body come to your heels, and your heels gently press away from each other, which starts to light up the muscles in the legs, the thighs, the glutes, the hips. Strengthen through to the shoulders. Roll the hands open. Breathing. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold. Inhale, sweep to the top. Exhale, hands to heart.
We'll do a couple more half salutations. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift, fill the belly. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep to the top. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold, swan diving, tailbone back. Inhale, halfway lift. Feel the tailbone reach back as the crown reaches forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it up. Now moving forward, exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold, step back on the right. Coming to a runner's lunge. So there'll be 2 lanes of traffic. And you'll want to have your left knee right over the left ankle. Place your right hand down and then stack your shoulders as your heart rotates towards the left knee. We'll call this dragonfly twist. Breathing. Sometimes on the exhale, you can get a little deeper in the twist. Now bring your left elbow to your left knee. Bring your right heel down so your toes are pointed out to 3 o'clock. And then you can raise that right arm up. Extended side angle. So we've switched the direction we've rotated. Lift that arm up. And if it's comfortable for your shoulder, bring it over the shoulder so you have kind of that spear-like energy from that back heel right through the fingertips. Breathing. A soft smile. And then bring that hand back down to the mat. Lift the back heel and step the left foot back to meet the right. Coming to plank and taking your flow or just going to down dog. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. And then we all meet in our down dog. Inhale your right heel. Bend the knee and stack the hips. We call this fire hydrant pose. Feels good to stretch open the hip like that. And then bring the right knee behind the right wrist for a pigeon. I like to use a block on the right side. And I like to kind of move the front edge of my shin. I'm going to move this out of the way a little bit towards the horizontal line there of the short edge of the mat. This helps intensify that stretch in the outer right hip. Once you're in the stretch, breathe. Two or 3 breaths. And then go ahead and frame out the hands and push that right foot back up to the sky. Shake it out a little bit. And then sweep it forward right between the hands. And take your dragonfly twist on this side. Bring the hand down and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. And release. And we'll take those moves on the other side. So coming to the top of your mat, finding your mountain. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold and step back on the left. Runner's lunge. Remember 2 lanes of traffic. Plant your left hand down. Turn your right hand to the sky. Dragonfly twist, 3 breaths.
Bring the right knee down to the right, the right elbow down to the right knee, and turn your left heel down so the toes are pointing to 9 o'clock. And then open your heart to the other side. Extended side angle, reach that hand up high. And exhale, bring it over the ear for a long line of energy. Breathing. And gently bring the hand down to the mat. Step the right foot back to meet the left for your plank. And then take your flow or meet me in down dog. Knees, chest and chin, elbows in. Inhale the heart. Exhale, tuck the toes, down dog. Inhale the left foot up. Bend the knee and stack the hips. And on the exhale, bring the left knee behind the left wrist for your pigeon. Option to have your knee on the back foot lifted gives you a little bit more of an active pigeon. And I don't have as much flexibility on this side, so I feel that stretch more intensely. Listen to your body and just take the stretch that's right for you. And then when you're ready, frame out your hands and bring that left foot back up into the sky. Couple circles with the ankle. And then bring that foot between the hands. Runner's lunge on this side. Right hand down, rotate into the twist. And then bringing the hand down, exhale, step to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, sweep it up. And release. Very good. So we made it through our first flow. And we already learned Breath of Fire tonight, but I have one more new thing to share with you. It's called Holy Fig Tree Pose. And this is a balance pose. And I'd like to use it in flow. So I'm just going to take a sip of water. So I want to kind of explain how the posture is so you can use it in your flow. So in Holy Fig Tree Pose, one side, you're standing on that leg, and that arm is going to be directly up. The other foot is back, and you're resting on your toes. And then that arm is out to the side. And then if you want to, you can lift off of that back toe. That's the pose. So we're going to come to it from chair, and then we'll open up into Holy Fig Tree. And then the other side, chair and Holy Fig Tree. Okay. Little challenging, but let's begin. Coming into your mountain posture. Feeling the weight in your heels. Reach the arms a little behind you and sweep into your chair. Bring all the weight into the right heel. Bring the arms back. Holy Fig Tree. Sweep back into your chair. 2 or 3 breaths. All the weight into the left foot. Sweep the arms back. Holy Fig Tree. And back
back into your chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Step it out to plank. Taking your plank flow, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, down dog. Inhale your right foot. And exhale, bring that foot between the hands. Runner's lunge. Now we're going to come up into crescent lunge. So press the 2 feet away. If you need a block or a chair, use it now to bring yourself up. So keep pressing those feet away as you slowly rise to crescent. Another option is to bring the back heel down right away for warrior one. We're going to get there. So if you're in crescent and can do it, breathe it for a couple breaths. Feel that navel coming in with the exhale. Now drop that back heel, warrior one. Option for temple fingers where you interlace the hands and reach up alongside the ears. Then release the hands, and we're coming down for a block and bringing it to the inside of the right foot. Lift the back heel. We're coming to pyramid pose. So you have 2 lanes of traffic. Now straighten that front leg, so draw that right hip back. And you can rest on your block in any position that works for you. Some people may have the flexibility to bring their hands all the way to the mat. Breathing with pyramid. Feel 2 lines of energy. Right foot to tailbone, tailbone to crown, and gently lowering the heart towards the knee. Breathing. Now we're going to walk our hands over the block and come into our hands on a tripod. Standing split. So putting the weight into the heel and lifting the back leg. Letting the neck release in an inversion. And then gently bringing that foot back down. Setting your block aside. Step your right foot back. Yay, we did it. Take a flow or skip a flow. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Now we'll take these moves on the other side. Inhale the left foot up. Exhale, bring it forward. Starting at runner's lunge. Press the 2 feet apart. Now, option is always to bring that heel down as well. Gives you a little more sturdiness. But if you can, keep that in 2 lanes of traffic with the back heel lifted. You can always climb up your chair or use a block, whatever works for you. Slowly rising, crescent lunge. Breathing. Drop the back heel, temple fingers, warrior one. Release the hands, bring them down to the inside there of your right foot, sorry, your left foot. And for pyramid pose, so I start to straighten that left leg, drawing the left hip way back, lengthening out here in the back of that left leg, lengthening out, tailbone to crown, and slowly softening over the left knee. Breathing.
Then softening the left knee and walking the hands forward, coming to that tripod and raising the back leg for a standing split. And your gaze just goes out behind you. Your neck stays in the inversion. And then softly let the back leg down and step your left foot back to meet your right. Ready for flow. Or take it directly to child's pose or down dog. Exhale, down dog. We all meet here. Inhale, looking between your thumbs. Exhale, walk it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it up. And exhale, hands to heart. Release. Very good. Okay. We didn't do our holy fig tree at the end there, so let's practice it one more time in our chair, and then we'll move on to another flow. So just coming into your mountain, reach the arms behind you, and sweep into your chair. All the weight to the left heel. Sweep the arms back. Holy fig tree. 2 or 3 breaths. Arms back, chair. All the weight to the right heel. Arms back. And holy fig tree on this side. 3 breaths. Arms back and chair. Bring the hands to the heart. Lower a bit in your squat. And then splash up out of the water. Empty coat sleeves. Beautiful. Okay, come to the long edge of your mat. And we'll start with a 3/4 stride. Slide. We'll be dancing here. Okay, a 3/4 stride. Toes are out a little further than the heels. We're going to come down into our goddess squat. And we'll do a little bit more of that breath of fire kind of action. So as your hips lower, bring your arms into cactus. And we're going to pulse the elbows back. I think I'm going to just stand this way so you can kind of see what's happening with my elbows. Okay, maybe a little bit on the side there. You can see both. Okay, so breathing here. Inhale and exhale. Reach the arms out, push through the heels, and release. Cleansing breath. Now coming back into your cactus, and this time we're going to activate the feet. Your choice though. You can continue with just the arms or doing some of the feet, and we'll alternate lifting the heels, okay? Coming back into your goddess squat, and big breath in. Exhale, alternating the heels here. Big breath in, standing up and releasing. Shaking out anything that's gaining tension. One more time, and this time I'm offering to lift both heels, but you choose, and again, using a little support for balance if you need it, okay? We always want to stay safe and feel safe in our practice, so that's our top priority so that we can actually do the work, okay? All right, back into your goddess squat, cactus arms, big breath in, and pulse it out.
Inhale it up and release. Shake out anything that's gaining tension. Coming towards the end of practice here. And let's move out to a full stride. So about one leg distance between the feet. And this time let your heels be out a little further than your toes. And bring your hands to the top of your hips and stretch forward. Let that tailbone reach back and the crown reach forward. And slowly let the heart come towards the earth. And then slide your hands down the back of the legs, a little softness in your knees. And once your hands land, let your elbows bend. Let the head invert and draw your heart towards the earth. Breathing. Letting yourself settle into the stretch. Bring the hands down under your gaze. Walk your hands through the legs. Nod the head, yes. Lengthen out the neck. Turn the head side to side just a bit. Hands back under the gaze. And walk the hands forward. And as your fingertips crawl forward, let your tailbone lean back. Feeling that stretch a little bit side to side. Slowly walk your hands over to the left foot, and if you have a block, bring it alongside with you. Turn the left foot to the short edge of the mat and take a side lunge, really extending the inner thigh on the right leg. And breathing. And then when you're ready, move over to the other foot. So walk the semicircle over to the other foot that turns to the short edge of the mat. And take your side lunge on this side. You may notice you have a different level of flexibility on one side than the other. I know I do. And that's okay, because we always accept our bodies just as they present themselves in any moment. So breathing with kindness with the body that you're in right now. Two or three breaths, and then set your block aside. Bring your knees down to the mat, and then your bottom down. And we're going to turn our knees both over to one side in a 90-90 position, or sometimes called the mermaid. And then the same direction that the knees are, walk your hands over to that side and kind of twist, lengthening out the spine as you stretch up and turn the hands towards the back body. Now leave your one hand, the furthest hand back, down, and then sweep the other hand down, up, and squeeze the glutes and lift the hand to the sky. Kind of like you're a rock star sliding across the stage. And exhale, soften it down. We'll do that one more time. Big breath in. Sweep it up. And release. Now lean back a little bit, and that lets you switch your legs. Turn the knees to the other side, and we're going to take the same stretch on the other side. Walk your hands over. And then when you're ready, sweep up in your rock star position. Little back bend energy here. Exhale and soften. And it's quite okay to just take the twist. You do not have to lift the hips, so do what's right for your body. Inhale it up. And exhale it down. And And then we're going to come into a tiny bit of core practice before we ease off into Shavasana. So bring yourself down to the mat and slide your hands underneath the sacrum and bring the shins into tabletop. Now you can keep your legs there, or you can reach them out a little bit further and then begin to draw little circles. Keep attention to the low back, that it's tight to the earth, and you make your circles as big as you'd like, breathing. Switch direction. Bring your knees in anytime you need a break, or keep going if you want to have a little bit more core work. Switch direction. And bring your knees in once again. Let the heels land behind the hips. Roll the shoulders under and roll up into a bridge. Help us undo that back bend just a little bit, or that work from the core. Breathing and drawing the knees together. You can take the edges of your mat if that helps you stabilize a little. And then slowly lift the heels and wiggle that vertebrae down, 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 vertebrae by vertebrae. And bring the knees in. Rocking side to side. And if you find your block, bring it along. Drop your heels, slide the hips up. I'm going to take that Viparita Karani, or legs up the wall. Roll the shoulder blades under. Bring the knees in and let the heels drift to the sky. There you go. Breathing and letting the breath out. Exhales are so very important. Letting your heels drift apart now, toes reaching for the corners of the room. Sometimes I like to rotate the hips a little bit. Releasing. And breathing. With the next exhale, letting the heels come together. And then the knees towards the chest. Slide the hands between the knees, reach for the big toes, take a happy baby. Heels up to the sky, knees out towards the shoulders. Breathing. Release the big toes, hold the right knee, hold the left knee, let the right heel drift down. Big stretch for the front of that right hip. And then bring the right knee in and let the left heel drift down. Maybe even massage the front of that hip flexor to help it let go a little. And then bringing both heels behind the hips, behind the block. Press into the earth. Take that block out from underneath you. Bring the soles of the feet together a little bit. Let the knees reach for the corners of the room and just rock a little left and right. And then taking any movement that your body is calling you for, and then preparing yourself for Shavasana, our final resting posture, where you unfold the body onto the mat. And let the weight of the body come down to the earth. And I'm going to have a little bit of a guided Shavasana, so please stay in the Shavasana position while I provide a little instruction. It might be useful to turn or dim the lights in your room. Perhaps get something to cover yourself if you're cool. Making the body comfortable for these last moments of recovery. Once you've settled on the mat, take a nice big breath in and let it go, releasing the weight of the body to the mat. Sense the echo of your practice as the back body broadens against the earth. This practice is for you. Can you be receptive? Soften the brow. Soften around the eyes. The muscles of the face softening. The jaw releasing and the tongue. Soften the throat. Sense the breath rising and falling in the chest. Ebbing and flowing in that endless rhythm. Rest your attention gently on the stream of your breath as it rises and falls in the body. Breath by breath. Moment by moment. I'm beginning to deepen the breath just a bit. Perhaps finding a little movement in the body or enjoying another few moments of stillness. And taking a bit of a stretch or drawing your knees in towards your chest, comforting the low back. And then in your time and in your way, finding your way into a seated posture to close our practice time together. Thank you, friends, for joining me for this lovely practice involving the breath of fire. and bringing a bit of gratitude into your life and kindness. Yoga reminds us to do this. May you have a beautiful week. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, friends. So glad to have you with me. Have a beautiful week.